Sabah, one of the states in Malaysia, is located at the northern region of the island of Borneo. Dubbed the land below the wind, Sabah is endowed with vast terrestrial of marine resources and it's recognized globally for having a rich biodiversity of flora and fauna. Its people comprise of over 30 different ethnic groups, of which Sabah is known for its harmonious multicultural setting.
Tuaran SMR factory is well equipped with modern rubber processing facilities to ensure that standard Malaysian rubber or SMR grades that are produced at the factory meet the stringent processing conditions and quality strictly in accordance with the SMR specifications. The main grades of SMR produced by Tuaran SMR factory are SMR 10 and SMR 20, and the raw materials used are mainly unsmoked rubber sheets and Q-plumps. As the raw materials are usually varied in quality, particularly on dirt, viscosity, and Plasticity Rapid Index or PRI. The rubber manufacturing process is also intensively scrutinized with strict process control measures to ensure that the rubber produced does not only conform to the stringent specification requirements of SMR, but also to ensure that the produce is of consistent quality throughout. As such, as a prerequisite to obtaining consistency in quality as well as the level of properties to be achieved in accordance to SMR specifications, an elaborate blending process is adopted at the Tuaran SMR factory. The raw materials in the form of unsmoked rubber sheet and Q-plump on arrival at the factory are separately distributed into the reception tanks and thereafter fed into the slab cutters simultaneously to be cut into uniform sizes. The raw materials that have been cut into uniform sizes are then blended at an appropriate ratio and subsequently stored until the blended raw materials are sufficiently aged before processing into SMR grades. The processing of SMR grade involves several pre-cleaning stages, blending, and size reduction of the raw materials. Appropriate processing machineries are installed throughout the processing chain, whereby it culminates in the adequate shearing of the raw rubber to ensure sizes of crumbs are discrete and even. Drying of the SMR is carried out at an appropriate preset temperatures and drying time in each of the dryers installed at the Tuaran SMR factory. Prior to baling, the rubber biscuits are cooled down to below 50 degrees Celsius by cooling facilities fitted on the dryers. The cooled biscuits are subsequently weighed accurately to 35 kilograms each and baled in hydraulic presses which have 100 metric tons capacities. To ensure SMR grades produced by the factory conform to quality specifications, metal detectors are installed along the processing line to detect the possible presence of any metal piece in the bale. Every fifth bale is then cut open for visual inspection to check presence of any abnormality, such as the presence of virgin rubber or foreign contaminants. The pressed bales, each weighing 35 kilograms, are then wrapped in a 0.04 mm thickness polythene wrappers and placed in wooden pallets or shrink wrapping. Each unit of such can accommodate 36 bales of rubber, making a total net weight of 1.260 metric tons. To ensure that the quality of standard Malaysian rubber produced by the Tuaran SMR factory conform to strict quality requirements, SMR samples are sent for testing at the Quality Assurance Unit, an approved SMR laboratory belonging to Sabah Rubber Industry Board. In accordance to SMR testing procedure established by Rubber Research Institute of Malaysia, or RRIM, sampling is done with the intensity of 10% for a production lot of 2.52 metric tons. Buford Specialty Rubber uses state-of-the-art manufacturing technology to manufacture superior quality vulcanized and grafted rubber from natural rubber latex for a niche market which specializes in adhesives and engineering applications. The main raw material, field latex, is brought in to the factory from the plantations managed and operated by the Sabah Rubber Industry Board. The management at the respective plantation is tasked to ensure that only the best quality of field latex is sent to the factory. The field latex is preserved with ammonia and transported to the factory by means of transport tankers which are constructed of stainless steel materials. This will ensure the field latex is free of any bacterial contamination. All documentation from the plantations are carefully verified and the weight of the field latex is captured by the computer assigned for this operation. At this stage, a sample of field latex is drawn from the lorry to determine the quality of the latex. Various tests are carried out by the Quality Assurance Laboratory to determine the quality of the field latex. Only field latex that conforms to quality specifications are accepted. After confirming the quality of the field latex, the transport tankers are allowed to drive up to the reception area where the field latex shall be carefully discharged to the selected products. The field latex from the transport tankers are discharged through very fine mesh strainers to remove any impurities. The field latex received from various sources are first bulked and homogenized. Chemicals such as curatives and preservatives are added to the homogenized field latex. The completed mix is steam heated under controlled conditions to ensure the latex reaches a vulcanized state. The entire operation of vulcanization is automated and controlled by computers. This is the nerve center of the factory where computers are used for chemical addition and process control. The computers are programmed to monitor the various stages of the process to eliminate defects and inconsistencies in the products. The vulcanized latex is then added with fresh proportions of field latex and coagulated with matching coagulants. The coagulated rubber is floated out of the coagulating troughs for crushing and size reduction. The rubber is now passed through a series of rollers called crappers for shearing, blending and dewatering of the rubber. Fresh clean water is added along the crapping process to remove excess chemicals. The crepped rubber sheets are passed through machines to shred the rubber into fine rubber crumbs. The crumbs are pumped up and separated through screens. The fine crumbs are filled in dryer boxes for subsequent drying process. The dryer boxes filled with wet rubber crumbs are mechanically fed into the drying apparatus for the removal of moisture. The dryers are equipped with multiple heating banks which electronically monitors and controls the entire drying process. The system ensures the dried rubber has a consistent quality profile. State-of-the-art electronic equipment digitally controls the drying process of the rubber. The dried rubber is meticulously inspected for any irregularity before they are pressed to shape. The inspected dried rubber is weighed to the specific weight and pressed for packaging. The pressed bales are available in 20.83 kilograms and 33.33 kilograms. After thorough visual inspection, the pressed bales are wrapped according to the end user's requirements. The wrapped rubber is finally unitized and stored for its final destination. Samples from the final products are tested rigorously in the in-house laboratory to ensure the quality of the products strictly conforms to the end user's specifications. The major portion of the plant operation is computer-aided. Various stages along the manufacturing operation is closely monitored by digital sensors and displays, which allows the operation to be eliminated from any defect and inconsistency in the products manufactured by the plant.